So, fantastic to be here. What to start with? I am in a lot of medical trials. I'm talking a lot. People are often like, oh, how does comedy pay the bills? Not always. Oh, not always. Oh, my word. I used to be a school teacher. Before I did all this, any school teachers in? No. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you leave. Oh! I've heard more of a muted response in a very long time. I used to love it. I used to teach a bit of science, lots of philosophy, all sorts of stuff, right? And I left when one of the students called me a proper moist pagan. What the hell? I don't know if you ever had to Google your own insult. It's not nice. Not good. Sometimes the youngsters, they're trying to connect with you, you're trying to bond with them. It was a really nice kid. Once just asked me, he was like, Mr. Farrow. He was like, Mr. Farrow, tell the whole class, what was it like being alive in the late 1900s? Horrible, actually, really, really horrible when you say it like that. But yeah, my science credentials for you are, medical trials, man. I'll tell you one that I'm not in. Tell me if this is a good reason or not. I recently signed up and then unsigned from the malaria vaccine trial. Anybody on it? Oh, you're all doing very well at Cheltenham, no need for extra cash. Anyway, I was like, oh, malaria vaccine, yes please, I'd love to help. What an important cause that is to do, right? Signed it all up, I get the emails in from the Jenner Institute, and a little bit of crowd interaction. How much do you get paid, do you think, Cheltenham? How much do you get paid for trialling the malaria vaccine? Any shout-outs? $2 grand. We got $2 grand higher. Oh, 10 grand lower? 5? This fellow went in high, and I've done this elsewhere, and no. Went in high, I was about to say this guy's really good, but no. It's a little bit higher. It's £4,425. When I read that bit of the email, I was like, that is too much money. That's not ready yet. Normally it's like 100 quid or something, you pop in. I was like, 4,425. It's so specific as well. Why not just make it around? Anyway, I was like, oh my word, I got a real coward about it, right? And maybe I shouldn't have done it, right? Would you take it for £4,425? That was suspicious, isn't it? Some people will, some people won't. I think you'll be brave to do it, right? The sign-up link! Meet me at the end. I'm selling drugs. Matt Hobbs is selling baseball cards. It's quite the business we're running. Anyway, I tried to explain this to people. I was like, look, imagine somebody asks you out on a date, and they say, oh, would you like to go on a date? I'll buy you dinner. You're like, oh yeah, that's nice. Yeah, sure, why not? Now imagine that same scenario. Hello, would you like to go on a date with me? I'll buy you a car. Am I going back from it in the boot? Like what? Anyway, so I wrote to the Jenner Institute and I'm like, I think you just need to lower the price. So they lowered it a bit and more people signed up. Science. I've never done that before. Science. You seem to be preferring it to the jokes. I'll just do this the whole 10 minutes. My word, one of the others that I have signed up for, I'm on a gut bacteria trial. Give me a cheer if you're looking after your gut microbiome. Great. I didn't know it was bloody important, right? Like I didn't really learn about the person who taught me about the gut biome was a little lady, a scientist called Martine McCutcheon. I don't know if you remember Martine McCutcheon, but Martine McCutcheon, I'd only known Martine from the EastEnders, or like down the Vic, and then what was it, about late 1999, Martine pops up, oh, she's got facts. She's got facts about yoghurt. Now, before 1999, we didn't have to eat yoghurt. I don't know, this 1999 is actually before some of your births, you horrible people. But anyway, everybody else who remembers 1999, you didn't have to have yoghurt, and then suddenly we all had to eat it bloody every day, because Martine said so. Martine was like, and I was like, whoa, all right, okay. Well, why is it so good, Martine? Martine, she had all the scientific language. She was like, this yoghurt, I can't do an impression. This yoghurt, it contains gut bacteria. It contains a bifidus digestivum. Now, even in 1999, as a very young child, I was like, that sounds really made up. That's not some real Latin. Bifidus digestivum. Who's writing this? Harry Potter? Bifidus digestivum. Why not just call it good bum bacterium? No more shitivus for me. Anyway, as a young guy, I was very sceptical, right? But it turns out, Martin, bloody spot on, right? We should be bloody having it. Look, our gut bacteria, so much more important than just like regular bowel movements, right? And that's important in itself, right? We now know about something called the gut-brain axis, right? The gut-brain axis is that the gut bacteria in your stomach help how you think, right? I was reading a scientific paper, and at the end of this paper, it says, the brain doesn't finish at your skull, and your mind is made up of the cells of non-human organisms, right? I was like, what the fuck? What? Anyway. So the gut bacteria trial that I'm in is for mental well-being. It's going to be supposedly, hopefully, a cure for depression. I was like, oh god, fantastic, excellent. So I go into the Jenner Institute, sign up, and I'm like, fantastic, I'm looking forward to this gut bacteria. And I should have read the small print. I didn't read the small print. I have signed up for a poo transplant. Now here's Cheltenham, yeah? I'll say it again, it's a poo transplant. I don't know what you were imagining, but it's got wild. It's got pretty weird. Anyway, what I've been given is I've been given some pills which contain poo. I was like, oh. She was like, well, you can do the malaria trial if you want to, like, sign me up for the poo. Sign me up for the poo. Oh my god. Anyway, right, so I go home, right, and I'm supposed to be filling in a depression diary, or as I call it, a diary. And I'm filling that in at home, right? Too real over there. Anyway, I'm filling it all in, whatever. Anyway, go back in sort of a week later, and the doctor there, she's like, well, Alex, so how have you been finding these early stages? And I remember saying, I'm going to pause that. Imagine I'm there in the doctor's office. Pause. That's where we are there. Now, if you were given a poo pill, where, Cheltenham, would you be putting that poo pill? We got a shout out from, I believe, outside the tent. Presumably just Cheltenham street life, just being like, that was in the arse. We got one there. There's basically two options, right? We got bum or we got mouth. Shout out whatever you prefer. We got mostly bum. Any mouth? Fewer mouth. Right. Well, it turns out it's the mouth. Which I found out later. So I'm in the office, and I'm like, she's like, well, how did you find your first experience with the pill? I was like, I've never taken that way before. She's like, what? I mean, I've never, she's never first time putting that there. She's like, you've never swallowed the pill? I was like, swallowed what? Anyway, so I start the whole bloody thing again. Nightmarish, right? Anyway, so I'm trying to do more reading, right? I know you're all from Cheltenham, you're basically the home of the book, isn't it? You're all reading all the time, right? I know, I'm signing up for stuff like willy-nilly because I need the money. And I was like, do you know what? I'm going to read about gut microbiome axis. Yeah, I'm going to get all smart, right? One of the other things I'm supposed to be doing, the doctors tell me, is you're supposed to be eating and drinking lots of fermented food and drink. And I remember saying to the doctor there, I was like, oh, fermented food and drink. I have got great news for you, doctor. I have been drinking a little fermented something to what some doctors have said, extreme excess. Can you please tell my GP, actually, I'm really looking after this guy. Apparently, like, beer and wine doesn't count, right? You're supposed to be, I know! Why is everything good for you so rubbish? Right? One of the things you're supposed to be eating and drinking is fermented cabbage. Cabbage is nasty when it's not rotten. Anyway, I'm kicking all that sort of stuff out. I'm reading all sorts of stuff, right? And I'm all about how your gut microbiome changes the way that you think, right? There was a particular study that I found so fascinating, right? Done in mice. The poor mice. Anyway, poo transplant again. What you can do is you can take the poo containing the gut bacteria from an extroverted mouse what you can do, some of you ahead of me on this one, you can put that in, I guess, the mouth of a introverted mouse, and science tells us you can make that introverted mouse an extroverted mouse. I remember thinking that and being like, oh God, it's so incredible. We think of our minds, our personalities as existing up inside our brains, but we're so connected. We're actually part another organism. Oh my God, incredible. And then the next day I was like, wait, what the hell is an extroverted mouse? What is that? He's walking around all the parties, calling himself Mr. Big Cheese. I don't know. Anyway, the science has nailed it, right? This blew my mind, right? Because you've got to be a pretty extroverted kind of mouse to have a poo transplant. How are you gonna know? Anyway, you've got to be learning all these sorts of stuff, right? I know that I've always wanted to be like some of the great scientists out there. Right? I've always kind of wanted that, right? I know one of the reasons I became a teacher, right? Because I sort of wanted to be like that. I wanted the person on stage with all the smart answers, right? I used to be called like a teacher's pet. I used to be called like a sycophant. You know the rude way of saying, oh, you're such a kiss ass. Oh, you can't be like that person. Don't be such a kiss ass. But it turns out, if you kiss ass hard enough, you can be like that person. Interesting. I feel like I'm really forcing that round of applause. You all leave and like, did we give him a round of applause for like a bum eating joke? That was horrible. Truly nasty. I worry about the state of work, right? Leaving teaching was a big thing for me, right? And being a comedian it's great. But does it pay? And so the great thing, and at a less alternative night, what happens is the compere comes up and goes, "Oh mate, what's your job?" "Shit." "What do you do?" And all we do, we ask people all the time, "What's your job this? What's your job that?" And what I fear in the 21st century is the question that we should be asking is, will the computers be taking your job? Will the machine? I wrote a whole hour show about how AI might be replacing jobs about 2 years ago, and that 2 years ago was hilarious. Oh, how we laughed 2 years ago at the machines taking the jobs, right? Oh, now we're all a bit more scared now, aren't we? Oh, what, Alex, you're telling me autocorrect's going to take all the writing jobs? Well, apparently, yeah. Anyway, I'm still, trying to mix up questions. I asked somebody the other day, I was like, "Oh, madam, do you think the machines will ever take your job?" And this lady was like, "No, never." I was like, "Oh my God, it's incredible. What do you do?" "Just an office manager." I was like, "Oh my God, incredible." But then I was like, "But wait, you are aware there's an already existing Microsoft program called Office Manager?" She's like, "There's a what?" I'm like, "Yeah, you should know about it." Anyway, I'm told, and I hope this is an optimistic note to leave on, right? All sort of smart people in here, I'm sure. One of the things that we forget is the importance of independent thinking, right? And the definition of independent thinking, unfortunately, has got to be disobedience. Disobedience means you can't just do what you're always instructed to do, what was written in the paper. We have to remember at the cutting edge of science that we need a little element of free thinking disobedience. Give me a cheer if you're a fan of disobedience. I'm waiting for the day when a whole room of people just go, "No!" I think it's so important, right? Because the machines can only ever do, ultimately, what they are programmed to do, right? But we, as human beings, we don't know how. We've got freedom to disobey. It means, though, that if disobedience is what makes a smart, intelligent, wise, sentient algorithm computer program, the wisest, most sentient computer algorithm for me, probably Microsoft Office Word. Specifically, its formatting function. Ooh, that never does what you want to do, does it? Just imagine you finish a 32-page document and you want to put a little picture on page 2, paragraph 4, but Microsoft Word is like, "No. Actually, you're going to put that picture on page 9, paragraph 8. You're like, "What the hell, Microsoft Word?" Microsoft Word's like, "Screw you, Alex Farrow. No, wait." You start moving it all around. Microsoft Word's like, "Oh yeah, and by the way, your final paragraph's like your first paragraph." You're like, "What the hell, Microsoft Word?" You start move that around. Suddenly, like 6 pages of the document zoom off the screen, some sort of parallel dimension. What's in that parallel dimension, Microsoft Word? You try and get that back, the font size all changes. As Windings emerges in the document. What is Windings, Microsoft Word, and who are you communicating with? can sense some skepticism at the back. Like you don't believe me that Microsoft Word is our new sentient overlord. Don't deny it. You've all seen the face of Microsoft Word. The paperclip. Hello, can I help? But it could never help, could it? Under any circumstances. And not because it couldn't, because it didn't want to. And that's why they had to get rid of Clippy. Where's Clippy now, Bill Gates? In your secret vaccine factory? I don't think he's got a secret vaccine factory. No, excellent. I should do a quick fact check at the end. Oh, God. Give me a cheer if you have heard of Clippy. Now, I can see some young faces who didn't remember the late 1900s. Livid about it, absolutely livid. Right, now if you can trust the machines, one of the fantastic things that you can do is you can support a comedian. You can like and follow me on all the big social media. Right? Thank you very much, Betty. I don't actually know whether it is Betty, I just presume it is. She's not very good at science festivals, and so I should have collected data on whether or not it is Betty. It's a really important thing to do, right? I'm in a lot of medical trials, and I'd love to be in fewer. So, it'd be lovely to do this sort of stuff again. My name is Alex Farrow. I'm on all the big ones. I'm on MySpace. Bebo, Friends Reunited. MedicalTransplants.com. Comment section. Ladies and gentlemen, anybody else, can I get a massive round of applause for your host? It's Shirley House!